And thanks so much for staying with us. And you know, this is a story that has really captivated at least me for one, and I'm sure many of you. Now, on a couple of occasions, we've chatted to some of the extraordinary youngsters who, as part of a project called You Dream Global, built their own aircraft in order to fly from Cape to Cairo. Now, the small aeroplane, which took off from Cape Town, has now headed towards Egypt, and the team of 20 who built it have been and are still taking turns to fly. They're also navigating and supporting their craft. Now, with us this morning, Agnes Keamogetswe Seemela, Abel, Dlamini and Calvin Bishop, who have just returned from their part on this trip, are here to tell us a little bit more about this amazing story. First and foremost, welcome back. I'm so happy you guys are safe and sound on terra firma.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So let's just start from the beginning in terms of what each one of you did. Agnes, let me start with you.
Yes, so what I did is I flew the South African leg, and I flew with them through the Namibia, and I flew as well through Zimbabwe. Not really through Zimbabwe, but I stopped at Zimbabwe, then I came back home. But I was also a builder. And yeah, that's what I did. So then I sat there in the passenger and I helped them, giving them snacks along the way, you know, keeping them positive, especially when it's cold, because when you're flying in the air, it's a bit chilly, you know, but that's what I did.
Handing out snacks is a very important job, by the way. They took off, you guys, when you started this, it started out at Tedderfield, yes. South of Johannesburg. Yes. So were you one of the first people yes. to fly?
I was one of the first people. So we flew from Tedderfield down to Mossel Bay, and then from Mossel Bay to Cape Town. So then we met with Abel here and Megan there, because she had to write an exam on the day that we flew the South African leg.
How old are you?
I'm 15. I'm turning 16 next month. Well, next month.
Oh, wow. Are you allowed to fly?
No.
But you flew all the same.
I flew the same. So yeah, I'm not sure what they did, but that's what I did in there.
Well, I'm not sure what they did, because she built that craft and you guys got to fly. So let's talk about your leg, Abel. What did you do, and tell us about your experience.
I helped more in the operations side. I helped them with their routes, their maps, and obtaining overflight clearances. And I flew from Cape Town to Sasolflay, to Lodorets, and to Eros Windhoek, and then I came back. It was a beautiful experience. I felt on top of the world flying that plane flying along the coast to Namibia. That was really awesome.
I'm just wondering, do you think it was deliberate that they made you fly first because you were part of building the aircraft?
I really don't know, you know, but I'm grateful anyway to have flown the plane in the first place. But I'm just very grateful. I don't know if they did it deliberately, but I think the fact that I also had to come back before the 20th for my hockey tournament, so that also had a role to play in that. Ooh. And lack of funding, because you're
busy. So tell us about your experience. I'm just imagining the landscape. Did you have much time to take that in, or were you nervous?
I was nervous most of the time. I trust my my peers here building the plane, but I wasn't too comfortable. But yeah, it was a beautiful experience flying along the coast, low level. That was beautiful. Then joining Namibia, flying over the dunes. That was really a beautiful sight to see. And I think it's amazing what we are doing to inspire young people out there. I'm glad to be part of this team of great young people.
And then, Calvin, how did you get involved, and what did you do in all of this?
So basically how I got involved is I worked at the flight school that Megan was doing a training at. So when she came in for a training, we started chatting and whatever. And then eventually she said, why don't you try get a part of the team? And then, yeah, I spoke to Des and Van, and then, yeah, they eventually got me a part of it.
And what has this experience been like for you? What has it taught you?
It's been absolutely amazing. It taught me a lot about African culture, not just South Africa, but the other parts of Africa that I went to. And yeah, it just taught me how to be more humble about things that I have in life and appreciate things more.
So your leg of the flight, where did you fly from?
So I flew from Zimbabwe to Lilongwe in Malawi. Then from Lilongwe we went to Lekoma. Then Lekoma went through to Zanzibar.
So what was the highlight? Did you fly over Lake Malawi?
Yes. Yeah, that was by far the best part for me. Flying into Lekoma was just, it was breathtaking.
So you said that, you learned a lot about African culture, not just South African culture. So talk to us about, what you guys got to do in the places where you had stopovers.
Well, for instance, in Lilongwe, we got to stay with the CEO of Standard Bank's house. So basically, he gave us a brief introduction of basically just the Malawi culture itself. And then after that, we flew from his house to Lekoma. And Lekoma, we didn't really get to experience much of the culture there. But from what we saw, it's just very peaceful.
No, what culture were you experiencing? You're sleeping in this, visiting the CEO. I mean, I'm not even gonna ask what you had for lunch or dinner, because it seems it's been all very glamorous. But for you, Agnes,
I think there were some parts where it really wasn't that glamorous, but my favorite part was when we were in Sources Play and then we climbed the sand dunes. There's a sand dune called Big Daddy. It goes like 300 meters above sea level. That's how high it is, and we got the opportunity to climb it. And what I learned from that is I actually learned a life lesson. It doesn't matter how hard life gets, because as you're climbing that dune, it becomes difficult. There are some parts where you feel like you can't really do this anymore, like you're out of breath and everything. But what you need to do is not focus on where you're going, just focus on what you're doing currently. Just put your head down and take it step by step, and don't worry, you're gonna get there eventually. So that was the life lesson I learned. And there are some people that are gonna give up and everything, but
why are you looking at him?
Because he didn't complete climbing the sand dune. He only climbed like a third. But still, I understand. But not only that, I actually learned a lot about Namibia itself, and I learned how the sand dunes and because of the water that was there and everything. So yeah, that was actually my favorite part in learning.
Abel? Life lessons? I'm not going to belabor the point of you not completing the climb up the sand dune.
I learned that you're not going to be successful at everything, but what matters is what you do about it. I came back and I joined the gym to get more fit. Next time you're going there, I'm getting to the top.
Okay, Abel.
And you also learned that some people will snitch on you on national television.
So you out.
And then some life lessons for you, Calvin. What's been the standout lesson that you've taken from this experience?
Well, basically, as I said earlier, I just really think people should be more grateful for what we have in life. There's people out there that are really struggling, and we just don't actually know how privileged we are, especially as Abel and I are at 21 years old, to be able to be given the opportunity to be pilots.
And do you think, given the time and proximity that you guys have had to work in, that you have forged some lifelong relationships as part of this group? Do you think you'll keep in touch with some of the people you've met here beyond this experience?
Yeah, I definitely think I'll keep in touch with everyone involved in the team. They're all amazing people. More able than Agnes.
Okay, it's fine. But I feel like I'll definitely keep in touch with everyone. I mean, I've been so involved with this project. I'm most of the time at Megan's house. She can give me a house key because that's how much I'm at her house. But definitely, because I speak to Calvin most of the time, and I keep in touch with Abel, with the 20 teenagers. Even though we built the plane last year, we still keep in touch. But we definitely got the chance to meet new people, and we're definitely going to have lifelong relationships with these people.
And your final word?
These are more like my sisters and brothers from today. So yeah, I'll be definitely keeping in touch with them.
Bundle of joy, data bundles. That's where we're going to have to leave it. Thank you so much to all of you for coming through. Agnes Keamogetswe Seemela, Abel Dlamini, and Calvin Bishop, for joining us and telling us about their part in this lovely, beautiful, motivational story. And remember what they say, that they are trying to show Africa and the rest of us that anything is possible. They built this craft from scratch, and they have been flying it, taking turns in flying it from Cape to Cairo, and their teammates should be landing in Cairo towards the end of the week. And regardless of where they will be, we are going to try and catch up with them via Skype on Friday. So that's all the more reason for you to stay tuned and watch Morning Live. Okay, let's take a quick break.